What is up, guys? We are back again with a brand new video, and this one we're going to be talking about holiday specials that we have found for you guys. We're going to be talking tools, we're going to be talking audio, video stuff, we're going to be talking all kinds of different things. But if you haven't noticed, there is a familiar face with us today. You know who it is? It's Justin.
What's going on, everyone? It's good to see everybody again. Excited to learn about some deals as Black Friday's popping up.
And who it really is HiFi Vega, man. So excited to have him back.
Yeah, I'm back, man. I left the show to grow some hair, but now I'm back for a special appearance to talk about deals. I just done a video, which I'm sure at least 3 people watched it.
I'm one of the 3.
I don't know what's going on. I'm in such a big YouTube slump. I don't know. There's something going on.
Now, I was super excited about your build because you always have really good tools. I feel like every time you do a build video, deals video. Who's that cat with an afro?
Yeah, I can't help it. I love tools, man. I like tools, whether it's video tools for doing video or it's tools for just working.
It's good to have regular guy audio on here too. He does a neat little channel too. If you ever watch his videos, I watch his quite often. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and talk about HiFi Vega. Why don't you start us off, since you're like the man of deals? You have some cool deals. Why don't you start us off with something cool?
Well, let me get a visual representation.
Maybe we shouldn't have started with him.
All right.
There we go.
I could have been prepared, but instead I decided to do it on the fly.
I know.
These cutters right here, these are special cutters because they're signed by Scott. But these are Blue Point cable cutters. Cost you roughly $65-ish. You can get the exact same tool for around $30. It's the Stanley Proto. It is literally the exact same tool, half the price. And these are some of the best cable cutters I've ever used. So if you're in the market for some high quality cable cutters that are compact, because you've probably used the Klein, much bigger, many of the other ones are a lot bigger. And some of the compact ones cannot cut bigger sizes. These can cut all the way up to almost 4/0, I think. So
wow,
really solid.
That is pretty good. Jim really likes their strippers.
Oh yeah.
Just need to go with a couple dollar bills.
Only take singles, yeah.
Yeah, they only take singles. And by the way, everyone, don't watch Regular Guy Audio's channel. I lied. Just don't watch it. All right. So, what about you, Justin? What do you got, man? Let me share your screen.
Share a screen. So this is the time of the year to go to Home Depot and get yourself into one of their cordless power tool systems. If you're not in one, now's the time. They have big deals on Milwaukee. They've been running their Black Friday sale since the beginning of November. I bought the Ryobi stuff this time last year and was glad that I did it because it's nice to have cordless tools. I want to get away from things with a cord because it's just something else to trip on. When I'm out filming in the garage, there's lights everywhere and cables going to the lights, extension cords and everything. And just having a corded tool is just in the way. So now is the time to go get them, because this one right here, this is the 2-tool combo. And it's $99. And this is the M12. I don't think this is the high-end fuel M12, but still, you get into the battery system, you get some of their tools. And this right here is as cheap as any pair of 12-volt impact and screwdrivers as you're going to find. And it's Milwaukee. So, I think it's a good deal.
I'll say Home Depot's had some really good deals. I saw they have, in fact, I bought it. Their shop vac, it's typically like $130 or $100. It was on sale for $50. They had the ratchet set. When I say ratchet set, I mean the ratcheting wrenches. I don't know if you've seen those wrenches with like the little ratchet. Yeah, they have those for like $60 for like a whole set of both SAE and metric. I mean, they got some really cool deals at Home Depot. I was really impressed.
And if you want to go router, they have a cordless router. And it does have like a plunge attachment that you can get. And right now they have a deal where it's, let's see if I can find it here on the screen. They got their router plus other things, their router plus whatever you can imagine. And they had a deal with a router and 2 batteries for $300. If I can find it, there it is. All right. So if you want to get a cordless router,
that's only
$200. $200. I'm sorry.
That's a deal right there.
Yeah, the router plus 2 batteries in the charger for $200. That's I've got the Ryobi cordless router, and it doesn't have enough power to do anything but a little wimpy round over on something, and then you've got to go real slow. I'm really disappointed with the horsepower on that thing. I'm thinking go for the Milwaukee one.
See, I wonder how well that would really work, because that does take a lot of power if you're really cutting through something like big. Either way, it's nice to have something portable no matter what when you can. I would still rather have the corded for most things, I think.
If you're using a router and you need the horsepower, you need those big batteries. What it come with, like 3 or 5 amp hours.
Those are 3. Yeah, they're a pair of 3 amp hours, I think.
Threes. Yeah,
and the Milwaukee,
you start dipping, it's not worth it.
And the Milwaukee's got adjustable speed, so if you got a big bit, you can slow it down. The Ryobi doesn't. You got 1 speed. One thing I don't like about it is the router is way too open around the base, so it's easy to get a finger in there. Haven't done that yet, but and hey, the notorious RVH just put something up here. The Bosch 1617 EVSPK router kit has been on sale as well. I've got that kit myself. I use the Bosch routers. I've even seen a refurbished version of that kit for like $120. So if you're looking for just a cheap router, that Bosch one, a bargain on a good router, that Bosch one's the way to go.
I was gonna say, I wouldn't call that a cheap router. That's probably my favorite router as well. I think that's a great deal. I actually looked for Black Friday sales on it. I couldn't find any. I want to just throw a shout out here to AJC9988. This guy is on the forum all the time, spewing out all kinds of great information. Just absolutely love seeing him on there. So I just wanted to just give a shout out to him. So I appreciate that. Appreciate his knowledge too. He's a smart guy. All right. So I'm going to show you what I think is probably the best Black Friday deal around. And when I say that, well, you'll understand when I say it. So Harbor Freight has some excellent deals right now. I mean, they're unbelievable. However, here's the problem with Harbor Freight. In order to get their Black Friday deals now, you have to be part of their Inside Track Club, which is $30 a year. It's pretty cheap. But I mean, like their service carts are $200 off. Like if you need a service cart, which these are nice service. I don't know if have you guys ever been in there and looked at those service carts? Like they're pretty nice.
Oh yeah, I walk by at least once a week and go drool over the big icon ones.
I'm telling you, so they have those on sale. Their welders are on sale. Like this, so Chicago Electric, a lot of people have like swore by this, and for $100, I don't know that you can get in welding any cheaper than that. I personally want the titanium one, and I'm thinking about buying it. Just like last week, it was like $240. I thought now it's like on sale for $170. It says regular price $209, but I don't know. I swore it was more than that. Maybe it was $209. But I don't know, man. They have some just really crazy good deals right now on there. Now, I listed a whole bunch on there that I thought were some of like the best things. Like this right here is one that I find to be oops. I broke it.
We broke the internet.
Just so you guys know, almost all of these things are what do we call it? Affiliate links. So look at that, like a 12-in-1 infrared thermometer. It's $20. It's $25 normally, but it's $20 if you're Inside Track Club member. Like that would be cool to like measure the temperature of like your amplifiers when you're running them, or your subwoofers to check on your voice coils, whatnot. I think that would be a really handy tool to have.
I have one sitting right there. Not that brand, but yeah, I have a cheap one sitting right here just for that very reason.
Yeah, I don't, for me, like one of those, and I know like that's not like a tool that everyone DIY is like, oh, I need that, but I don't know, man. I think it's a nice tool to have.
Yeah, definitely. I got one to pop up here as my pick. Something that everybody needs.
Oh, here it is.
And I gave 2 versions. You need a basic, decent meter, and at $45, this is going to get you there. You can go cheaper. I use this one. I like the Klein version. Everybody knows I'm Klein fanboy. You can get this one for $30. But if you're working in car audio, you've got to have this. You have to have this tool. You can't do basic install stuff without a multimeter. And you can, of course, you can get them cheaper, but sometimes they're unreliable. So might as well spend a few extra bucks and get one that's a known quantity.
Man, it's only $46. That's great.
Yeah, that's not too bad, and it's a fluke. So you're getting that fancy name, so not too bad of a deal.
It's not a fluke. Oh wait, it is a fluke.
There it is.
Well, I'm not going to pay that much money for a fluke.
You could spend $30 for the Klein, the MM300.
It is kind of a weird name, right? Because like when you think of fluke, you think of like a bad thing.
Yeah,
that's just a fluke.
Well, I will say that this is like a Chinese fluke. So this is not like the 107, which I think is their entry level of the main brand fluke made stuff. So
gotcha.
But they still quality control it, and they put their hands on it, I think.
But even if you just go and get the $6 Harbor Freight one, it's better than nothing.
Right.
So, if you can't spend $45 on the fluke, sure, spend $30 on the Klein. If you can't do that, go get the inexpensive Harbor Freight one.
Yeah. They used to give them away for free back in the good old days.
Yeah. I keep my Lumi handy as all times, because that one's an oscilloscope. And it's funny to watch, where people have clicked on my affiliate links and bought them. I've probably moved a couple dozen of them over the last year. And this one will do everything a multimeter will do. Is it as good as that fluke? I don't think so, but it also has the oscilloscope feature. So you can set your gains with that.
Well, it might be better, honestly.
Well, to a certain degree, you have to ask yourself, like, does it really, like with what you're doing, does it make a big difference? Like, I don't need the $300 fluke, right? Because I mean, I'm not a professional electrician. I don't necessarily need that precision.
And I'll say it. I've said it before. We use fluke at work to voltmeter all our batteries, check all our batteries. I'll tell you what, man, flukes break a lot. They break a lot, and I don't think that gets told enough out there. So,
and that's not a fluke.
Yeah,
that's
definitely
a done deal.
Design. It's in the design.
It's in the design. What about you, Justin? Anything else you got?
I've always got something. Why don't we do a quick share of the screen here real quick, and let's just shift gears a little bit and move from tools to the next thing that I want to talk about, and that is subwoofers. Let's see if we can find some deal on some subwoofers. All right, it's up. You want to go ahead and show that there? So this is the Crimper Comp R12. I've got one of these. I love this subwoofer. I found it was a really good value, and I paid full price for it. This thing's usually $180, and over at Sonic Electronics, they got some good Black Friday deals going on. I think this is a kicker deal. I think you can buy the Crimper Comp R12 pretty much anywhere for that price. Is that right, Rob? Have you seen them for sale?
I think so. It's pretty much across the board.
So if you're sitting around there going, man, I need me a pair of Crimper 12s, and you're debating if you should go for it, there you go. There's a good deal on one right there.
AJC said something about the fluke. It's not a flaw, it's a feature. Yeah, so I think someone had also mentioned like the JBLs were going to be on sale at Best Buy for $30. That's another good one. They're not going to be as good as the Crimper comps or anything of that nature, but if you want something really cheap, you could probably get something like that as well. They're usually almost always sold out within like the first hour they go on sale. So it's one of those things that like, if you're lucky to get your hands on them, go right ahead. I'm going to share this. So here's the deal with audio, you need video. And this is the first year that I've noticed that TVs are actually good televisions for sale. Most of the time they're junk. They're 5-year-old, 10-year-old technology. And they really are junk for cheap. But the Hisense, believe it or not, is one of the highest rated entry-level 4K televisions out there for this in this price range, and it's on sale for $200 off for $648, and that's for a 65-inch television. Ratings has reviewed this. That's it's actually not Ratings, it's RTings, but Ratings reviews a lot of televisions and tells you about this. The 4K was flawless. The color quality, once you tailored it in, is one of the best out there, and even at that price range, which was good. And my personal favorite, the LG OLED, I don't care which one you have, the C1s are all on sale this month too. up to 28% off, this is the one I would want, the 65-inch. It's $1,800, typically $2,500. It's crazy good. Yeah. And then if you don't want an OLED, some people say, I don't want an OLED. The Samsung Q90A, which is probably one of the best for picture qualities, is also on sale, the 55-inch for $1,300. I mean, all three of these would be televisions that, like, if you bought now, you know, unless you're one of those people that like upgrades every year, shouldn't need to upgrade for a while.
I'm one of those guys that buys the TV and then it doesn't get upgraded until it breaks, till it quits working or it gets a dead pixel or something like that.
Oh, me too. That's why it's so amazing to see like these three televisions on sale on Black Friday, because usually they're junk televisions on sale. Like almost all the time, they're junk televisions. I know you guys know that, right? Like, I mean, me and Justin were talking about before the show. We're like, oh yeah, I can get another Insignia on sale. Whoop-de-doo. You know, or I can get a Samsung that's 1080p.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, and that's one of the things too that you got to remember about Black Friday deals. A lot of them are junk. They make special model numbers sometimes just for Black Friday, where they will sell you this thing that's, you know, whatever it is, but there's some special dash or something on the model number. They've taken some feature out. They've lowered the resolution of a screen. And a lot of the stuff that's on sale for Amazon, because I didn't pull Amazon stuff on my list, is just nothing special. I'm looking at it going, I don't want any of this crap, and I can't recommend it to somebody if I wouldn't buy it. So I'm not really impressed with what I've seen on Amazon. I mean, there's my thinking is if there's something you want on Amazon and happens to go on sale, grab it, but don't just go buy some junk because it's cheap.
I'm going to disagree with, there's a couple things on Amazon. Obviously, I just showed you the TVs, but I do agree with most of that. But you know, one of the things that I think is a really good deal, like if you want to do whole house audio and you don't want to do something like the Acrylic system, which by the way, 25% off, it is on my list. Those things are awesome. Like up to 25% off, like everything is on sale there. But if you don't want to do Acrylic, you can easily do something like your Alexa devices and get a really good deal. Like right now, like almost all their Echo shows are on sale. I love those things, man. I have smart lights in my house. I tell it to like unlock and lock my door. I tell it to like turn on and off my lights. I can tell it to drop in on my wife and I can like talk to her downstairs in the kitchen. She tells me when dinner's ready if I'm working upstairs. Like, I don't know. I love it. It reminds me of like back in the 1980s when they had like those intercom systems, but they were like $5 million. Now they're like $60 per room.
Yeah, for sure. I totally agree with the Amazon deals, man. Especially the tool deals are like the drill's a Kuwait or just some random brand. Like, no, who wants to get in a battery platform with one of these tools like that? Like, just don't do it.
And that's the thing about cordless tools. It's all about the platform. The platform is what matters.
Yeah, and it's much like lock-in with a phone.
Yeah.
Once you're in that battery platform, it's tough. You basically have to ditch everything you have and start anew or charge 5 different sets of batteries.
Yeah, and who wants to do that? You know, here's the deal too. I was looking at like Parts Express. I didn't see like a lot of great deals. I have some I'll bring up later, but what Parts Express did do is they did have a 10% off coupon. I put it on my website, but it's 10% off everything you order. So, you know, especially if, you know, you have some subwoofers and stuff you want to order right now. I mean, that's a good deal because then you don't have to worry about is the thing that you want on sale.
Right. With those 10% off coupons, you buy stuff that never goes on sale.
Yes.
You know, a lot of there's certain
like the
items that never go on sale, and that's when you buy them because 10% isn't a lot, but it's better than full price.
Oh, it's tax in Tennessee.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Like it's
tax.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get hammered with the sales tax here.
Well, we have no income tax and other things, so you know it works out.
Right.
But yeah, if you want to go to the website, I'll make sure to put a link to that. By the way, all of these are also going to be on the website too. I'm going to go ahead and put your guys' list on there as well. That way, you know, if you guys want to see those Black Friday deals, you can do that. But hey, Living Loud with Andy's on. Did you want to say anything about that, sir, Justin?
Hi, Andy. How are you doing, man? I do believe we've got Andy scheduled to be our guest. Is it next week or the week after? I forget.
I think it's next week, isn't it? The 6th or
Next week's the 6th. Is December already over? Oh, crap. Where'd December go?
Oh, wait.
Yeah, I guess it is next week.
Oh, it's 2 weeks from now. You're right.
2 weeks from now. Okay. That's perfect. I was thinking I had my calendar wrong.
No, you're right. I don't know time.
That's okay.
Oh, man. Speaking of Andy and car audio, my next pick is a set of sound deadening rollers. So if you're doing sound deadening and you're pressing it on by hand, you're totally doing it wrong. You want some sort of roller, whether it's a wooden one, a polypropylene one. These happen to be a set of 3 metal. What I like about them is you get a small, a medium, and a large. So you can get in the crevices, do everything you need to do. They're $17. They have that tightening screw in case they're going to loosen up. As you use them, they're going to loosen up. So tighten them back up. I just think that this is a pretty good buy for all 3. And the way the wheels are shaped, you can actually tell when you press down the sound deadening.
So back over the summer, my neighbor across the street borrowed my roller, and I had some extra sound deadener that I gave him to put in his truck that he was putting some stuff in. And he grabbed some Loctite and put on the screw.
Oh,
So,
there you go.
Hi-Fi,
And
which
it's like,
one?
why didn't I think of that? I have Loctite laying around. And I kept just cussing at the darn thing every time it fell apart in my hand while I was trying to roll on some deadener. And he's just like, oh yeah, I'll throw some Loctite on there. He's like a maintenance engineer. He keeps the machines running at a local car factory. So if he's not at work, the cars can't get made because the machines don't run. And so he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
So Hi-Fi, which one are you? Small, medium, or large? What's your fan?
I'm large now, but I'm trying to get to the medium.
Trying to get to me too, actually. I recently lost like 20 pounds. It feels good, man.
Oh, yeah, me too. I lost like 22 pounds recently. So
Oh, that's awesome. Pretty soon we'll be sharing clothes. We'll be swapping them
Justin
back and
took the lead because he lost some a while back.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I started a diet last November and stopped it in about the middle of the summer, but I lost 50 pounds.
There you go.
I need to lose. I've probably gained about 10 or 15 of it back. I need to go lose 50 more now. So there you go.
Yeah, 15 is better than 50, right? You're looking good in those DIY audio guy shirts on the video.
I mean, I should have dropped a link to these things, and done a Black Friday sale for those. But I mostly just put the shirts on Teespring because I wanted to wear my logos. And if someone bought one, well, that's awesome. But I just mostly had them for me.
Yeah, I'm thinking about running a sale too, where the price of the plans would go up just a little, like $5 or something. Well, not all of them. You could buy the sale one, but then like throwing in like a free hat with it. So that way, really all you'd be paying for is the hat, but you would get the plans for free.
Wait, is it going to be the Red Sox hat?
No, a Toid's DIY audio hat.
Oh, come on, dude. What's more Toid's DIY audio than a Red Sox cap?
Well, I'm wearing Packers tonight.
Well, yeah, but we're going OG.
Oh, I know, it's true. I'm gonna share this. Here's the deal. A lot of us that do DIY, we like to take pictures. We like to take video. We don't like to bring our nice camera out here. Like, this is my Canon. I stopped bringing my Canon out there. I now bring my GoPro. This is the Hero 9 Black that I got. But if you want to do that, right now is a good deal to do it. You can get the Hero 7. It's on special. It's not going to be on sale for long. I highly doubt. It's at $210, and that's the Hero 7 Black. Like, they have another Hero 7. I can't remember what size it is. That's cheaper. The only thing that stinks about the Hero 7 is it does use the external case. Like the Hero 8 and 9 have it all kind of built in, like the waterproof. But for $210, that is so cheap to get in for like a camera to have in your workspace.
Definitely.
So I've actually got
all the time, right?
I've actually got a pair of GoPros that I use. This is an older model. It's from 2018. It's just the Hero. Like they in the middle of 2018, they made one and dropped the numbering. So they call it the Hero 2018. And it's a great camera. And I got it at a pawn shop for $80. And I say that because the Hero 7 is 2 generations old. But don't hesitate to pick it up because the extra functionality between the 7, the 8, and the 9, it's just not there. I have an 8, And one thing I began to notice, it's been there the whole time. I didn't realize until someone pointed out the colors on the 8 are all jacked up. And so if it were me buying a GoPro now, I would buy the 7 for $210 or just skip the 8 and go to the 9. I wouldn't touch the 8. Spend the money on the 9 or go get a pair of the 7s.
And that's what I was going to go to. Like the Hero 9, if you do it, I mean, there are some nice features in the Hero 9, such as like the little tabs are built in where you connect your mount to.
Right,
nice.
right.
It does allow for like an adapter that you can add like a microphone and things, external microphone. When I record my video out in the shop now, I just use this internal microphone on here and it works great. But I mean, that's the thing. It's $350 for the Hero 9, which is still a good deal. It's still on sale. But the Hero 7 for $210, I mean, you can almost buy 2 of them for the price of one Hero 9. So I mean, I mean, it's just a good deal right now. There's nothing else I can say about it. It's just a good deal.
I'll give a shout out to the original Dji Osmo Action. It has a front screen, which is nice, so you can frame your shot if you're using it in a vlogging style. And I don't remember. No, they don't. They had it for the longest time, brand new on eBay for $199, but right now it looks like it's back up to $299 everywhere.
And that's the thing. The Hero 9 also has that front screen if you really want it. I don't. Yeah. The Hero 7 did not, though. Correct?
No.
The 7 and 8 do not have a front screen. There is a screen on the front, but all it does is show like how many pictures you've taken or something like that. It doesn't show anything.
Yeah. Right.
It mostly just has a big 8 logo on the damn thing. So what do we need an LCD screen with a damn logo on it for?
Right. Well, the cool thing about it is like if you're going to use it to kind of vlog, you can frame your shot. If you're not using it for any of that, it's absolutely useless.
To dial down the colors on the Hero 8, turn off GoPro color. Great for outdoors, though.
Yes, that helps a lot.
All right. So, I got my camera fixed out of the way. What do you guys got?
Here, I got one right here. Let me share it. We're going back to subwoofers. Subwoofers.
Oh, subwoofers. All right. You know what? I like subwoofers. I didn't see a lot of good deals. I'm glad that you guys found some.
So this is the Scar IX8. Now, I've had Scar subs are hit and miss. Let me just tell you that straight from jump. I've had some that I truly disliked. I've had some that I thought were great. And this one, the IX line, I've used not the 8, but I've used the 10 and the 12. And I think for the price, they're a fantastic sub. They not only do they sound good, they play pretty low, they handle abuse pretty well. I've had very good luck and good experiences with these, even though it's their cheapest line.
I like this dual voice coil. That's nice. And that's dual 2 ohm. You can go down to 1 or 4 ohm, which is...
Yeah. You compare that to something like the Tangband W6, which is probably about the same price.
Right.
And this is a lot beefier subwoofer. You'll get more bass out of this one. I'm not sure which one would sound better.
I think you mean the W5. Unless you mean the W6. The W5 is about $50. A W6 might be 52. I don't know.
A little bit more.
Yeah, and I think this one's rated for 300 150 watts RMS. And that's true. It's a low power sub. It's not for high power use.
Well, I mean, it's an 8-inch woofer, right? Like it's only going to do so, which is kind of funny because back in the day, everyone was all about 8-inch woofers, weren't they? They'd be like, "Oh man,
dude,
don't get the 10 or 12."
I'm still an 8-inch woofer guy. I love 8-inch woofers.
Yeah, I can't say anything bad. I like 8. Yeah. I like 10s. I like 12s. I like 18s and 15s now too. Oh, Justin, you got something up here. Let's add it.
Yes. So,
another subwoofer. All right.
Another subwoofer, right? I've got a bunch of subwoofers on my list because I'm kind of I'm in a subwoofer mood here lately. If I hadn't been able to build anything, it's been several months since I built a subwoofer enclosure and I'm dying. I haven't been able to get out and work yet. But right now, on the Down for Sound website, the Sundown stuff is all on sale. And I've never seen Sundown go on sale like this before. And so here we go. This is the E series. It's a 12-inch 500 watt for $145. And I would say, I mean, it's roughly the same power handling as that Comp R12 and roughly the same price. And I kind of wonder, are they equivalent drivers? Could they, which one's better? Rob, what do you think? Which would be better, the Sundown or the Kicker at that price?
I've actually done a review on this E series, and it depends on what you want to do. So the E series sounds great, first of all. Now it's going to be a toss up between whether it sounds better than the Kicker or not. If you're wanting to throw a ton of power to it, I would lean Sundown. And you want to get loud, I would lean Sundown. If you're looking for something more sound quality oriented, I would maybe lean Kicker. Although you can do both with the Sundown, so it's kind of a toss up.
How much power do you think this allegedly 500 watt Sundown could handle?
So the LCS, which is the very budget line that they have, the lowest end, I've put 1,000 watts on one of those, and they're rated at 300 watts RMS.
So if I were to take this and get maybe the dual 2 ohm, wire it to 1 ohm and put it on a JP8, how much smoke would I generate?
You know what? I don't think you'd smoke it. I don't think you'd smoke it. I think unless you clipped it, but if you're just playing it hard, you could probably play it hard for quite a while. I mean, eventually, yeah, if you're playing it for hours on end, you're gonna let the ghost out. But for sure, it's a solid subwoofer, and like the 500 watts, you can put that on it all day, no problem.
I've noticed that when I put the 500 watts on my Kicker Comp R, the coils start to get hot. You got that, the smell, right? That is time to back it off smell. It's getting hot.
or you're just breaking the glue and smell.
Maybe that's it. But no, that Comp R12,
play it
I
longer
loved
to
it.
find out. Play it longer to find out. It's one
I'm
or
getting
the
to the
other.
point where I've got a big enough collection where I can afford to smoke a few as I play with them now. So I guess maybe I should start doing that and see how it goes.
Yeah, that'd be a good way to get the views back up.
There you go.
I'm gonna pop this on there.
Go ahead.
I don't know how many of you guys saw the live stream on Saturday, but I had a live stream with this company. They're called Orchard Audio. They do true hi-fi amplifiers. So if you want like a true hi-fi amplifier, that's what these are. These use a GAN transistors instead of silicone transistors, which for Class D allows for much faster switching. And it comes with the most massive power supply ever. Like that's the power supply for two of those boards. It's a HypeX power supply. They provide those with their kits. I bring this up because they're actually starting on Black Friday a holiday sale. Now, I don't know what the sale is going to be. They didn't tell me. I didn't ask him. I just know that they're on sale. So if you had your eyes on any of these kits, they also do pecan pie stuff too. You can sign up for like a mailing list, I think, to be able to be this. But these things are, these are made very beautifully. Now, and he's very receptive too. If you want to talk to him, he's actually on the forum. He talks on the forum, and he also, you can email him. But it's pretty impressive.
You got to put El Fuego's comment up. Yeah. You got to do that.
I'm more surprised that Parker managed to grow facial hair than I am that he blew a $900 sub.
Yes, dude, that video, I know like people are acting up when I seen that. I was like, you know what, this is a very good tactic, Parker. Very well played.
What did he do? I didn't see it.
He bought a really nice SV6 or something like that from Sundown, one of their high-end SPL subs, and he didn't get it on camera, but he smoked it.
Yeah, but I mean, he has a 12,000 watt amp, so he could basically.
He's got two 8,000 watt amps in his truck now, so.
Oh yeah, he could basically smoke whatever sub he wants to smoke.
Oh yeah.
Although I don't, who knows? I don't know. I've used every Sundown subwoofer from the S series down. I haven't used anything from the S series up because they're just really not for me.
I mean, they're monsters.
Yeah,
they're absolute beast.
To my knowledge, I don't think I've ever smoked a subwoofer.
I done one on purpose, not recently, last year, the Savard, and I was very nervous about it. But, the whole point was I was going to do a recon video of it. Yeah, just hadn't done yet.
There we go.
When I hit 100 subscribers, I did a video where I smoked some drivers. So, but it was fun, but not many views.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So this is the SMD DD1. Everyone's familiar with this. And, one of my kind of philosophies about Christmas time is this is a time when it's okay to splurge. I tend to be very fiscally conservative. I don't like wasting money. I don't like buying things that aren't very useful. That's why I like the Lumi of over the SMD devices, because you can do more than just set games with one of these. Well, the SMD do a better job setting games, sure, but it costs twice what this one does, or a little more than twice. But it's Christmas, right? And it's Black Friday. And if you're giving your shopping list to somebody and you're like, I want something that does one thing and does one thing well, and I don't mind spending extra money for it, now's the time to get yourself one of these. If you want to treat yourself, it's the holiday season. Now's when you do it. So
yeah, this is the Snap-on. Speaking of Scott, that's what made me think. This is a Snap-on of tools to use in car audio.
Yeah, speaking of Snap-on, here is SD Designs. What's up, fellows? All is well. Me eats popcorn looking at deals. And if you guys don't know, Scott, he's got a lot going on. Snap-on. He's got Southern Thunder now, car audio.
And his name is on these. He signed these for me. He actually warranted cutters.
I actually removed you instead of the thing. Oh, he warranted those cutters?
Yeah. I've actually had a pair of these that just got bent over time. So
yeah, and he's got a lot going on. And then of course Power Hog Audio as well.
Yeah. Listen, Scott likes to hustle, man. That's what he does. He's steady hustling.
Dude, that's good. I mean, I'm glad that he's got all that stuff going on. So I'll tell you what, now that we're talking about, I want to show a lot of people have been asking about planar tweeters. I don't know. You guys use planar tweeters at all?
Never have, no.
I've played with them, but never like in a vehicle.
So these are on sale for $15 right now. Planar tweeters. Now, here's the deal. I'm going to mention this because I think you should know they don't go down very low. Like, there's a reason why. Like, these are definitely going to have to be part of a three-way system. I think I looked at the specs. It was like 5 kilohertz is basically where it starts to cut off at. Yeah, around 5 kilohertz. So, like these ones, there's a reason why. And it says 6 to 40, which is probably right once you look in distortion and stuff. 6,500. So, for three-way, but still for $15, and you wanted to kind of mess around with one.
Right. And that's always been my issue with them. Just you need them in a three-way setup. Air motion tweeters, the AMTs, the same thing. They need to be up like 6,000-7,000 and above. So you need a middler, as our buddy Kip would say.
Except for this Dayton, man. Look at this Dayton. So the Dayton's on sale. It's usually $100. On sale for $75 right now, which I'm not going to say is cheap because it's not, but it is closed off, right? So you can use this in multiple things, and this thing can. I think crossover at, let me see. I think it's 2,500 kilohertz. Yeah, around 2,500 kilohertz is where you can cross this over at.
So that means what, the FS is like 1,250 or something?
Well, the FS is a little bit different on a planar than it is like on a normal tweeter, right? So
yeah,
you don't have really a resonant frequency on a planar tweeter.
You can do it 25 hertz with like an 84 dB crossovers.
no, it's like second order 25 kilohertz. I mean, it's crazy. Like you can do and it takes 80 watts. Like this would be a fun one. Like if you wanted to do like a high end like two-way build, like I think that'd be a really cool one to try. I think you might end up needing. I didn't really put this in a program yet, but you might end up needing a notch filter to get it like really, really flat.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
What exactly is it that makes that kind of tweeter special? What does it do different than a soft dome tweeter?
So let me show you. First of all, it's frequency response. Let me just put it on this page so it's easier to show you. If we take a look at its frequency response, you see it's off axis. Yeah, it's very close. It's got like really good horizontal off axis. Now, off axis, vertically is another story, but horizontally it's got really good off axis response. Typically, to a lot of these planar speakers can go, 40, 50 kilohertz. So a lot of people will also say that, you know, that adds to the airiness of the speaker, things of that nature. But the other good thing is, which I just got off the page, the impedance is like linear, right? So as far as like getting, you know, a nice linear impedance, you already have it.
Are you talking about box drive? No box drives.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah. You know, the impedance curve actually kind of bamboozles people. They
Here's
don't
the
understand what's
impedance.
going on
Oh,
sometimes.
I see. Yeah, it is really flat.
Yeah, I mean, you know, so when they say it's like a 6 ohm or 5, I mean, it is like, you know, all the way across. Now it's going to be affected obviously when you do a crossover, but yeah. So I don't know. To me, like, I don't know, if you want to mess with some planar tweeters, there's some pretty good deals going on right now.
Yeah, I mean, they're cool. I like large format tweeters. If you got the room for them, you're going to play with them, might as well. Get them while they're cheap.
That's funny.
Due to the plastic enclosure.
I've got some air motion transformers in my truck. I've crossed over. I forget where, probably somewhere around 8 or maybe 10,000 hertz. I mean, they're just there to get those extreme highs. They don't do much. I could turn them off and then turn up my middlers and be fine.
That makes that the high res certified.
There you go. I mean, I got to turn them down. I mean, they're harsh if they're, you know, playing that really high stuff. It doesn't sound good. So they're turned way down.
Yeah.
And I don't know about the planers, but the air motion transformers, you have to put a capacitor on them. But if you don't, you'll smoke those.
Oh yeah,
And
no,
I
you do. Yeah,
I like to
even when you're
capacitor
testing
those.
them, you need to put a capacitor on.
Yeah. I like to do it on my tweeters anyways, because there is so often, even if it's crossed way lower than what I'm crossing them over at, it's just nice to have a little security blanket on your tweet, especially if you got high-end tweeters or expensive tweeters you're using.
Yeah,
Well, those air motion transformers will actually present a dead short to the amplifier at lower frequencies. So, like, you know, I don't know how that works, but apparently you'll smoke the amp on those.
Yeah.
So those Foster ones are supposed to go flat to 40 kilohertz, which is pretty nice. Once again, I've never used either of those. It's just something that I brought up because I thought
I have a hard time hearing over 15 kilohertz personally. So.
What?
You know what?
Exactly.
It's interesting though, because some people say that they can't hear it, but they can feel it, and you know, it's all up to whatever your perspective is.
I've heard like high res systems, and I think like maybe I couldn't tell the difference in sound, but it kind of sounded like maybe the soundstage was higher up in the vehicle than what I'm used to. And now I don't know if that's due to their tuning or due to the high res frequency. I get a gnat here. High res frequency of the tweeters, but yeah.
Yeah, everyone's talking about DATS in the comment section too. And DATS is not on sale, man, that I noticed. But that's one of those ones that you could use
10%.
that 10% off coupon. Yeah.
10%. There you go.
10% off coupon off. Yeah. Do it right now.
I'm glad they've got a 10% off coupon. I one of the things I do on my blog is I keep coupons on my blog, and any of my videos linked to my blog. So I always have the coupons because Parts Express always has the $10 off 100 and 25 off 250. Right. So don't go to Parts Express and buy something without the darn coupon. They're the Harbor Freight when it comes to the coupon. Well, Harbor Freight doesn't do coupons anymore.
Set up the sound advice.
Past Harbor Freight, yeah.
The sound advice permanent coupon, at least 5% off of anything.
Yeah,
I wish they did that. If they give us coupons,
DIY audio one too.
Yeah, we'd tell them we would definitely share it with people if they give us a coupon code.
There you go.
I
know you're watching Parts Express. I know you're watching. Make it happen.
All right. Well, what else you guys got? Oh, I thought Vega's got something.
I've got something.
Let's see what this is.
Crimper.
Yeah, Crimper. Because, you know, especially like me selling big 3 kits, you have to have a way to crimp your other ends because you need to cut them to size. This is the most economical way to do it. I think you can definitely buy them cheaper, less than 20, but it's not that much cheaper. I have the Temco, the older model. Matter of fact, it's sitting right here, and I have used this for many years. It's just a solid crimper. You can do up to 4/0. It gets you. I've cut open crimps from this, and they look almost as good as a hydraulic crimp. I prefer a hydraulic crimp, but if you got $20-something, get this right here.
I was trying to make you like the main picture, and I don't know how to do that. I'm like, all right, this isn't working. I saw it's me, and I'm like, I want him. How do you do that?
AJC just mentioned that the Precision Port 4-inch kits are $15.50 at Parts Express. Man, I love those. I've tried to fool around different kinds of ports. The only thing I have against those Precision Port kits is they don't sell elbows. If they would sell a wide sweeping elbow to fit on those things, they'd be perfect. Yeah,
that's the only. Anytime you need an elbow, you need to go PVC. I mean, that's just the way it is. And when you go with an elbow with PVC, you have to get a slow bend 90.
Right. They call them a street sometimes. It's got to be the wide bend, right? The wide bend.
Yeah. What you'll notice is with the other ones, you'll see it and it'll come to like a 90 inside. Right. And you don't want that. You want it to be.
You want a big bend. Yeah.
Big bend.
I like those. If you can use those in a situation where you don't need them the full length, or you don't need the full length, or you can use double. I like the Aero style ports because they're flared, and I think they sound a little bit better. The chuffing's not nearly as bad. Every other occasion, I like a slot port because it adds rigidity to the box.
Yeah.
So because it acts as also a brace, right?
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the Aero ports, I personally like the sound of them a little bit better. Because I think you can get that big, nice flare on them. There was a company, car audio, it's called Big Ass Ports. They quit making them. They were making them up to like 10 inches. So
yeah, they were using sewer pipe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the other thing too. Like your ports, I mean, for all intents and purposes, I mean, they can be cardboard. I mean, it doesn't have to be,
Well, some people use the little sonotube stuff and put the flare.
Yeah, absolutely. You can get 8 and 10 inch sonotube just at Home Depot. Yeah. That Belva box that I just tested using a cardboard port, it had plastic flares on each end and a 21-inch long port in that little thing. And a cardboard port is fine unless you're doing something that's powerful enough to tear your port apart.
Like, can we talk about that video? I just watched that video last week with the Belva.
Yeah,
I think it was. So, do you think they just put that port in there and didn't even consider what it was tuned at?
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. One person commented on the video that they thought it was tuned that low so they wouldn't have people unloading the subs and having a bunch of warranty returns, which I thought was good logic. But I think you're right. I think they just put it in there.
Yeah, I think it seems like they put it. I mean, it seems like a decent enclosure. But when you said it was like 21 inches long, I was like, "There's no way. There's no way."
And when I tested it with the DATs, and it was, I did the math. It's like, well, the DATs is about right. And if you saw a good close up of the DATs, like the DATs, the little trace line was all over the place. I don't know if that's because at that point I already had the woofers in out 2 or 3 times, and I'm pretty sure I blew out the screw holes even worse. But I was actually shocked that a box that cheap was built that well. Was it built great? No, but at that price, built that well.
An amp, yeah. You can't.
And it's an MTX amplifier.
Yeah.
It was a very interesting all the way around, and really for that price, it's pretty darn cheap.
I mean, can you get things that sound better? Yeah, but not for $250.
And you're gonna have to build your own enclosure and buy your own amp, and
this is what you buy your nephew who wants to get into bass, right?
Speaking of building your own enclosure, this is a pretty amazing deal. Like, people are gonna look at this and be like, it's the crappiest, smallest little CNC, and it is. It's $280. It's small. It's gonna be good for like little tiny, like bookshelf speakers, tweeter pods, things like that. However, you can actually extend these and make these bigger. I have a friend named Jeff who started with this exact same machine, just recently upgraded, and one of his first things that he did, he sold a sign for like a couple $1,000s, and he did it all off of this machine. He just did it in piece by piece by piece.
Wow.
It takes a long time. It's not.
What's the biggest size piece of wood that can fit in there? What's the biggest wood that can fit in that box?
I think it's 11.5 inches, 300 millimeters, right? That's
well, I don't know if that's the actual. Oh yeah, working is 300 by 180. So
so it's like 11.5 by 6 or something like that.
11.8 by something. Whatever 180. Well, here I'll tell you.
12 by 7 by 1.8 according to AJC.
By 7.
There we go.
Yeah. 7 inch by 11.8.
AJC's got you down in the chat, man. He's got you.
Yeah. So here's the deal with this thing. Like, it's not expensive, right? But at $280, if you've been interested in like getting into like a desktop CNC router, it can fit anywhere in your house. You can do a lot of really cool stuff with it. It will be on the small scale, and it will take a while to do. It's going to take significantly longer.
Like if you're wanting to carve, like if I had something I wanted to carve HiFi Vega logo in it, it'd be perfect for it. Smaller things.
Absolutely. And he carved his own little like mini desktop speakers, and like he carved the whole outside. It looked really intricate and cool. And then he made a bar sign. The sign that he made was a bar sign that goes like behind someone's bar. Ended up being like, I don't know, 6 feet long. But all the letters he cut out of acrylic off of that thing. I mean, it was impressive. So I mean, you can do it. You just have to figure out, how to do it.
Like like you with StreamYard.
With me and StreamYard, yeah. What the heck is that? What is going on here? Oh, jeez.
Yeah. What? So I've been kind of considering getting a laser to do some small like etching style work. What off the top of your head, which one do you recommend I'm looking for value / something unknown quantity.
Are you burning in or are you cutting?
Burning probably. I
mean, that particular, so like that CNC that you're looking at, you can actually get a laser for it, and you can do both. Right. But I don't have one that's specific, because almost everyone that has a CNC just puts a laser on their CNC.
Just a laser on the CNC. Well, I could do it with a CNC with a bit as well. I mean,
well, yeah, but I mean, it does give a different look, right? Like if you really want to burn in.
Yeah.
Like I like the burn in look. But yeah, I don't have one. Maybe someone else in the chat has one. Yeah, this is what SJC Audio said. Tweeters, logos, a 1/4 inch acrylic would be cool. Like 14.4 volt keychain danglers.
Oh no.
And regular audio guys say, hey, if you get a laser, get some goggles.
There you go.
All right. We only got a couple minutes left. What do you guys have anything else you want to share?
Justin's got more subwoofers lined up.
I've always got something lined up. I do have something lined up here. If you want to let me do a screen share here again, one of these buttons will share a screen, I'm sure.
Yeah, probably.
There we go. You mentioned the crimper, and I use a hydraulic crimper. I've had it for probably 5-6 years. I got it from Amazon. I bought the cheapest hydraulic crimper on Amazon, and it's garbage. It's been leaking. It's been leaking hydraulic fluid since day one. The dies fall out, and I despise it. And every time I get it out, I cuss at it and swear I'm going to buy a new one and replace it. But Down for Sound has one that's Down for Sound branded, and they've got one also on their website that's not Down for Sound branded. $70. I think that's a little bit high for a single use tool. I mean, how often are you going to crimp 0 gauge lugs? If you do it a lot, this is worth getting. But my advice on the hydraulic crimper is don't buy the cheapest one on Amazon. Get one, get the Harbor Freight one, because if it sucks, you at least take it back after 90 days with no questions asked. Or maybe go for Down for Sound. They do have them at Harbor Freight. Yeah,
here's the deal. Like I've come to realize that too. Like when you get cheap tools, like the bottom line, it's almost like you're wasting your money, because it's either going to break or you're going to hurt yourself. You're going to be working so much harder to use it. Ends up not being a good deal. I've done that a few times. I just don't do it anymore. Harbor Freight usually is a good value typically. I can't say
that one that Justin shown. That's actually a pretty solid price. That's very similar to the one that I use. I use an 18-ton as well, like doing all my big 3 kits. Now with the dies, they're not perfect, so I did have to modify my dies to get the crimp I wanted to give without over crimping or under crimping. So crimping ain't easy. Just put it that way.
Crimping ain't easy.
Crimping ain't easy. You heard it here first, folks.
So I'm going to share this real quick before we leave. And then obviously, so this is the TN28. It doesn't get great reviews. Here's the funny thing though. I want to show this to you guys because I think this is funny. If you look at Q&A and you say, hey, why did you choose this? Dynas. These are the ones that are used in the Dynas. And I also recently came out with the new plans for those that are completely passive. They use a passive radiator. They use a passive crossover, so you can hook it up to any amplifier you want. You don't have to use those built-in amplifiers, which makes the build actually a little bit easier for some people as well. Not to mention, it just makes it a little bit more versatile. You can really use it in whatever you want. And
I like the look
Parts
of the
Express
mount
should just
of
put
these.
you on the payroll, man. You've made them so much money. They owe you. I mean, they owe you a debt.
I don't know, man. I like Parts Express. I mean, this is a partially completed Dynas without the speakers on it, but you see it right there on the top.
Right.
It looks
Yeah.
It's a good looking tweeter. The format of it, the design, and the mount is cool. It's cool.
and most people's problems with these speakers are this tweeter is when you go lower in the frequency range. When you go lower in the frequency range, you start getting a lot of distortion. The way that they're used in the Dynas, they really just hit the high end. They're almost used as almost like a super tweeter, and that's like where these really shine. And so they're very nice. So for that particular price right now on $16, and they're not sold out. If you are planning to buy the Dynas or you wanted like a super tweeter, that's a good deal right now. It's a good price.
Yeah.
What do you have them crossed
that's
over on the
awesome.
Dynos, or is that proprietary?
No, it's not proprietary. It's around like 13.5.
So almost
Thank
to
you.
the edge of my hearing.
No, you know what? I'll tell you what. Because of the way they're crossed over, you will tell a significant difference when you have them on and off. And that's what everyone says. Like they'll put on, they'll be like, "Oh my gosh, that's a significant difference." Like when you block it and then you turn it, you're like, "Whoa!" It's really interesting. It's the way that I crossed it over. That's proprietary.
I need to build. I need to build some Dynas. I need to experience them.
I should send you. I'll have to see if I have the parts for. If I have the parts for them, I'll send them to you, and you can build them, and you can tell me what you think about.
Well, I just picked up. So the viewers on YouTube don't like to see my cheap Sony speakers.
Real quick, let me just say El Fuego. Thank you, El Fuego, for the super chat. The return of Sound Advice is a Christmas miracle. Thanks to host and all the viewers for making Monday nights fun again.
What people when I review an amp, they don't like to see my Sony speakers, and I use those Sony speakers not because they're good speakers, but because I've been listening to them for over 20 years, and I've listened to those speakers on so many amps that I can instantly tell a difference from one amp to the other. That's why I use those speakers. But I'm still going to listen to those speakers for myself when I judge an amp. But for people on YouTube, I ordered some speakers, so that way this will sound better to their eyes. They can see this and it'll sound better.
Right, sounds better to your eyes.
Yeah,
of course.
Are those Jamos or?
These are Audio Engine P4 passive
Audio Engine. Okay.
setup, and they're the passive 4-ohm. So I'll be if I ever get my MM1 back, I sent it in for service a month ago. These will be the speakers you hear on YouTube.
Thanks again, David. David, by the way, is one of the reasons why we got this back started. He really gave us a kick in the pants. Him and Living Loud with Andy. They're like,
I like to call him Candy Andy.
Candy Andy and David are the reason why we're back, though, for sure. And so, thank you, David, as well.
Yeah, we needed a kick in the pants. We just we took a break over the summer and then lost momentum and never got it back going again. So is it a Christmas miracle? Sure, let's call it that.
Dude, it is so
Where did
easy.
Nick go?
I think he accidentally clicked leave studio. I'm sure
Did he abandon us?
Yeah.
Well, who's in charge if he left?
Yeah. Oh,
no.
He's
back.
This dude, like, did you have something before this started? Those weren't the brownies you thought they were.
I haven't had caffeine in a while.
Oh, dude, like something's going on.
Tell you what, man, I accidentally pressed. I was trying to switch a tab, and I accidentally pressed Control R instead, and refreshed the page. And I'm like, I'm like, well, this will be out.
I thought it was the color hue of your thing off, but I swore your eyes were red whenever we started.
Yeah. The color correction on the camera.
Yeah.
I will say, Jamo is actually pronounced Yamo. Oh, what is that from? There's like a video, Big Yamo. Oh, you know what it is?
Yeah.
Big Hero 6.
You know what? I hate when they spell something like that and then like pronounce it like this. No, that's not. I like Mario. I did not understand it was Mario. When I grew up, it was Mario, because all the Italian dudes I knew that were named Mario were Mario.
And Mario Andretti.
Right. So, I didn't understand until I was 20 years old. Like, everyone calls this Mario Brothers.
That's because you didn't watch hockey. And hockey, it's Mario Lemieux.
There you go. Yeah.
Well, the big car audio on one is Focal, right? I remember the first time I walked into a store that sold Focal, and I was like, what's this brand? Focal? The guy was like, no, it's Focal. It's French. And I was all like, yeah, well, I'm never going to buy a damn thing from you, you pump his ass. And I walked out the door and with my money in my pocket.
It's called a bidet.
I've told this story before, but there was a brand called Esoteric. And when it was pretty big. And when it came out, my buddy who got me into car audio, he told me that it was Esoteric audio. And I was like, are you sure? Because it's spelled esoteric. He's like, no, it's how they pronounce it. They pronounce it Esoteric. So I literally called it Esoteric audio until one day someone's like, are you talking about esoteric audio? And I was like, yeah, that's what I was talking about. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I want to hear someone like pronounce like
punking you the whole time is what I want to know. Was he laughing?
So
probably.
Here's a true story. I actually forgot about this until you mentioned that. So I used to live out in the country. I still live out in the country now, but when I was younger, I lived out in the country and it was on a lake and you could see all the stars. And so occasionally we'd have people over that were from the city and they never saw all the stars. So they see all these stars. This girl over there, her name was Adrian. She's a friend of mine. And she came over and she's looking at all the stars. And she said, what's that one blinking? And I said, oh, that's the AT&T satellite. She's like, no, you wouldn't know that. It's not the AT&T satellite. I'm like, yeah, it's right around my birthday time. Every year it's right there in the sky all the time. That's the AT&T satellite. She's like, nah, I don't believe it. And I was like, all right, whatever. And so we left it at that. 2 weeks later, she approaches me and she's like, Nick, remember when we saw the AT&T satellite in the sky? And I was like, dude, I was just kidding like that. Like I would never know like that. And she goes, oh, I told all my friends at school. I was like, oh, jeez. I was like, sorry. I was like, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah. On a good note, they probably didn't understand what she was even talking about.
That's true. I mean, everyone in the city believed it anyway. They're all like, "Oh, cool! You saw the AT&T satellite." Like, sure, you did. I don't know. All right, guys. Well, we know that we've hit the limit when we're talking about AT&T satellites at night. So we're gonna let you go, Justin and HiFi Vega. Why don't you guys tell what you have going on?
I dropped a video yesterday. It seems to be getting a lot of traction out there on YouTube. It was just a simple video talking about kind of the physics of ports. So watch it, see if you enjoy it. I had fun making it. Probably going to come up with some kind of Black Friday themed video between now and the end of the week. Maybe not. Who knows? We'll see how I feel.
I'm doing the same. I've just put out a gift guide, a holiday gift guide for car audio people, $50 and under. I've got another one coming up. It'll be $50 to $100. So be on the lookout for that. Other than that, no 12V talk this week, no reverse polarity. This is the only show I'm doing this week. So
yeah, and I got to be honest, I probably am not going to be doing much this week. I'm going to be spending some time with the family, enjoying family time. I hope that you guys are as well. I hope that you guys all have somewhere to go for Thanksgiving. I'm really excited about eating turkey, and we try to play like our own little football game. So right. I can't wait to get my mom and dad out there to play football. They've said that they're not going to play, but you know what? They're gonna. So
every year.
Yep. All right.
We do the same. All right. Hey, check out HiFiVega.com. Black Friday deals on Black Friday. I'll have some deals up. So
yeah, and get those big 3 kits, man.
Yeah, do it. Even if you don't have a car.
Yeah, just buy them to look at.
Yeah.
All right, guys. This is Toid's DIY Audio, and I'm out.
I'm the DIY Audio guy. I'll see you on the next adventure.
I'm HiFi Vega, and I won't see you on Sound Device for a while. He didn't end it.
He did again.
He left studio, He thinks
he left the studio again. That's the second time in a row